Alright, this is the bonus treasure room for the Phariseer's tomb. After you complete the Phariseer boss fight, or do they call it spending or summoning a deadlord or summoning the Phariseer? I like calling him the Phariseer. Anyway, drop down underneath the elevator, and in one of these doors in this lower area, that there is a gate that you previously could not access, that now you can, because you can summon a deadlord. So stand on this little plate, summon the deadlord across the way, or summon him and then target him and send him to stand on that pressure switch, and he will unlock that gate. And now you're gonna go to a new room that you previously couldn't get to, that's got a ton of treasure chests. Now the tricky thing is, every time you open one of the treasure chests in the room below, not these super easy mummies that you can just execute, every time you open one of the treasure chests, it summons a wave of enemies, and there's 3 different waves. There's a wave of the harpies? No, those are the bats. The women that, God, they just remind me of the God of War serpents. I don't know what they're called in this game. There's a wave of those. There's a wave of very easy skeletons that are very easy to take out. Almost no challenge at all. And then there's a wave of the 2 minotaurs. And I actually intentionally saved my death form for this lower area instead of using it on the boss fight, because I knew that this part is actually more difficult than the boss fight that we just went through in the previous video. So be careful. And if you are not super familiar with how the summoning death form, not summoning death, summoning the deadlords works in this game, if they are not occupied by standing on on one of these switches, they will actually fight for you, and they seem pretty invincible. I don't think they can die. So send him to stand on one of the on the pressure plate in the middle. Open just one of the treasure chests. Don't get all 3. And then re-summon him by just standing on that switch again, and then he'll be kind of unlocked from being on that pressure plate, and he will actually fight you. Or look at him and or aim at him and reuse that ability, and it will unlock him from that spot. Now these enemies, whatever they're called, the wraiths, they're called wraiths. The wraiths, they're very susceptible to the death grip. Like they're not super easy enemies to kill, but you can knock them off their feet instantly and bring them right to you if you use the death grip on them. So that's a pretty handy little trick if you're struggling with these guys. Now what on the previous video I said that I never go into a boss fight with less than full health potions. And I went into this boss fight basically with only 3 health potions. So fortunately I had my death form saved up, so it didn't end up being a problem, but not smart on my part. Definitely don't want to take those risks when you're 10 plus hours into the game on Nightmare. It's worth it spending that extra minute and a half or 2 minutes, whatever it is, loading times essentially, to go find a merchant and buy more health potions. So same thing again. Send the deadlord to stand on the pressure switch. Open up the next treasure chest. Only one of them. Just only get one of them. I'm pretty sure you can open up all 3 treasure chests and summon all 3 groups of dudes to come at you at the exact same time, but that is not a smart thing to do. So yeah, these guys kind of suck. And I think more than these guys sucking is that this area isn't very fun for combat. Like these really tight, really small areas are incredibly difficult to navigate, very difficult to see, almost impossible to do any sort of target locking, because there's these weird pillars kind of blocking your movement back and forth. Like when you're in a big open field, it's very easy to navigate and maneuver around, but when there's all this crazy crap in the way, it's a pain in the butt. So I don't know why that guy is not helping me out. There he goes. Now he's gonna fight for me and hopefully distract this jackass. And why did I go into the pause menu? just to spend a point on... there we go. Teleport slash. There we go. That's what I was doing. To use it to get behind him. Because these guys, because they're so well shielded in the front, you have to be able to maneuver behind them so quickly. And like I was just saying, in these tight areas, it's damn near impossible to do that sometimes. So, killed him. On to the last wave of enemies. That is also the last one's very easy to do. Shouldn't be any problem at all. Alright, game on.